Hello everybody, people who speak English, who follow us in our YouTube channel, the channel of the NPR International School. Today, a very important topic, measure your posture. Imagine, you can measure your posture, the doctor can do a good diagnosis, and you can have a good health. I will try to explain in a little short time the concept of posturometer, how to measure the body posture, and what about is necessary. Don't miss this video in our channel. Galileo Galilei. I think everybody know Galileo Galilei, and I think everybody know what he said. Galileo many years ago said, "Eppure si muove." He cannot demonstrate that the earth goes around the sun, but we have the possibility today to demonstrate all without any problem. All that is scientific, it is measurable, and with the posture is the same. With the posturometer, we can measure our body posture, and we can do a lot of things. You can imagine with an instrument we can measure a lot of things in our body. It's very important, the posturology, but if we can measure the posturology with the posturometry, we can transform it in something who is scientific. Imagine there an instrument, a very single instrument, the posturometer. We can measure our body posture, and more than that. The way to measure and transform in science the clinical diagnosis. This is very important in medicine. In medicine, if we can measure something, we can transform our clinical opinion. Our clinical opinion is obviously important because we are clinicians, but if we can measure it, we can demonstrate and we can transform it into a science, into a scientific way of diagnosis. We can study the posture, we can study our receiver. You know, in posturology, I don't know if you understand, you know that in posturology, we talk about receivers. We talk about the receiver. Receiver is something that regulates the posture. That is for the people who do not understand posturology. Our tonic postural system is the way we can have a good muscle tone to have our structure in balance. And that muscle tones is regulated by a system called tonic postural system. The tonic postural system have different receivers, different we call that spice, the external environment, that send the information to the brain, to the central nervous system, and from there to our body is arriving the information to the muscles who do our basic muscle tone. A very good question. What do these guys have in common? I think if we are informed all together, you can give me a lot of answers to this question. Someone can say me, yes, the posture is very bad, and the other is not in balance, etc., etc., etc. The answer will be a lot, but it's only one answer. All of them are searching the best possible body center. Why? Because in this situation, our body is using less energy. That's why. The objective of our central nervous system is to maintain the body center of gravity as close as possible to the center of gravity of the earth, saving energy. Our brain is saving energy every single minute of our life. And that's why it's very important to understand why we need a posture, a good posture, a very good health, a very good posture in our body. Constant balance in all situations. Constant balance in all situations. Imagine, these dancers, every single minute, are adapting the body to find the best baricent. Why? To make the balance, obviously, but to save energy. Any person are doing that. And how this guy, who is a professional golfer, how move the baricenter in any shot? Zero. It adapted. And adapting to find the baricenter, they are making adaptation of the body to make the baricenter closer to the center of gravity. All of them, many of them, have back problem. For that reason, adaptation. And the shooter, the same. To have a good point, they center the baricenter here. Adaptation. Look at the adaptation of the hands. Look at the adaptation of the legs. And the baricenter is perfect centrated. Perfect centrated. And we have a system. Call it tonic postural center. Remember that. Tonic postural system that have a central nervous system at the very center, receivers, elaborating the information, sending the information back, and creating our muscle tones. And that's very important to understand, because even if the information of the receiver is bad, the answer came, but it will be a very bad answer, and we will develop a lot of diseases for that cybernetic system. And you can think what means a coitus with this. Imagine, in that situation, one of them, only one, who is not singing well, will ruin the whole harmony of the symphony. That's the same in the body. Only one part who is not working well will create a lot of problems in our body. And for that reason, it's very important measure. With the posturometer, that is an objective instrument. We can measure the static body posture, and we can have a lot of information about receivers, about the good function of our tonic postural system to plan our therapy. Imagine an objective instrument who will do for us help in our clinical diagnosis, making an objective measure. Short explanation about the posturometer. Posturometer is based in the concept of Kapanji. Kapanji is a physiotherapist, a French physiotherapist who studied how the body weight is distributed into the floor through a special joint in the vertical of this joint, the tibiotarsal joint. With this schema of distribution, calcaneus, the most weight. First metatarsal, 26%, and fifth metatarsal, 16%. It's creating a triangle. Triangle is the perfect figure, is the perfect balance. And each foot had this triangle, and this posturometer is based in this concept. And imagine, it's sending information to the PC with the software. We can see how is our body weight distribution, and a good clinician, a good doctor, a good physiotherapist, a good osteopath can do interpretation of it and can tell us how is our body posture, make and plan a treatment and follow the treatment. That is a very important thing. If we can follow, if we are in the right way in our treatment. And imagine making different registrations, we can see if something in our body is not working well. We can test a lot of things. In this case, we tested the bite. You know, the bite is very important in our posture. If the bite is not good, can disturb the posture. And look at here. In the graphic of the left, we have 5 kilos of overload. When the patient closes the mouth, it's increasing in 7 kilos overload. Imagine the instrument is saying this particular patient have a jaw problem, have a craniofacial system problem, who is affecting our posture. And look at also here a patient who have a occlusal problem in the teeth, and a short leg, a real short leg. When you measure it, 4 kilos there, the 4 kilos of overloading with the mouth is open. See there, there's the initial measurement. And look at there. After the treatment, the balance is perfect. Perfect. We do a correction with insoles in the legs and the bed device in its mouth, and the balance is perfect. Imagine, you can see that with an instrument. You can plan the treatment, you can follow a treatment, and you can have a good diagnosis. You see there, before treatment, after treatment. An instrument can tell us if we are going with the right way, and if it's not, we can change. But instrument, measurement, objective treatment is very important in medical sciences. And before ending this short video to show how we can measure and we can treat, I can tell you something. Body posture is very important. If we have a good posture, we will have a good health. And that's why it's very important also to have an interdisciplinary team to treat all these situations. We cannot treat all alone. Medical doctors, dentists, physiotherapists, osteopaths, all of them working together. MPR, Myofunctional Postural Rehabilitation, is the protocol who teach us how to treat the patient in the same way, the same diagnosis, and in the whole body, from the top to the bottom. And before we leave in this video, remember, measure is important. Clinical opinion is good. We have to be a clinician first. We cannot do only measurement. Oh, okay, don't make a mistake. But a good clinician, if use an instrument to measure, can see better the situation. It's a help in our clinical diagnosis. And as we know, the clinical diagnosis is an opinion, but if we measure it, it is science. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next transmission. Remember, every Wednesday in our transmission, in our channel, English speaking, different topics, different things in our MPR International School. And follow us in our channels, follow us in our application, follow us in our social. See you next. Have a good day for everybody, and we see you in the next transmission.